Welcome back to Guitar Theory Modules. This is Module 48 and we're on page 121. This is going to be a brief review of the types of 7th chords we've learned so far. That'll be major 7 chords, minor 7, dominant 7, minor 7 flat 5, also known as half diminished, and diminished 7 chords, also known as fully diminished. I'm also going to show you some movable 7th chord shapes which are going to come in handy in the upcoming modules. Of the 7th chords you've learned so far, 3 have major triads at the bottom, 1 has a minor triad at the bottom, and 2 have diminished triads at the bottom. The major 7 chord is spelled M-A-J-7, and sometimes it's spelled with a triangle and a 7, and your major 7 chord has a major triad at the bottom and a major 7th on top. The dominant 7 chord is just spelled with a 7, that has a major triad at the bottom and a minor 7th above the root. Your minor 7 chord is spelled M-I-N-7, sometimes just a small m and a 7, and sometimes a dash and a 7. And the minor 7 chord has a minor triad at the bottom and a minor 7th on top. Your minor 7 flat 5 chord is spelled M-I-N-7, flat sign, and a 5. And it's also known as a half diminished chord, and when it's spelled as a half diminished chord, it has the little circle degree sign that stands for diminished with a slash going through it. The bottom part of a minor 7 flat 5 chord, or half diminished, is a diminished triad, and it has a minor 7th above the root. Your diminished 7 chord is spelled D-I-M-7, and sometimes it's spelled with just the little diminished circle sign and a 7. In classical music, it's also known as a fully diminished chord. The bottom part of a diminished 7 is a diminished triad, and it has a diminished 7 above the root. And that diminished 7 is simply a minor 7 that has been flatted. So if your minor 7 is originally a sharp note, to change it to diminished 7, you change it to a natural. If it's a natural note, you change it to a flat note. And if it's already a flat note, you change it to a double flat. Pretty soon we're going to be playing chord progressions with 7th chords, and for that we need some movable 7th chord shapes. These are the 7th chord shapes we're going to be using in the upcoming modules. This is a major 7 shape with a root on the 6th string. It's fingered 1, 3, 4, 2. This happens to be a B flat major 7 that I'm playing because I'm placing my root note on the B flat, 6th string, 6th fret. If I were to move it up a fret, it would be a B major 7 because I'm placing my root on the B. This is a major shape you can play with the root on the 5th string. This is fingered 4, 3, 1, 1. So you're going to be barring strings 2 and 3 with your first finger. This is an E flat major 7 that I'm playing because I'm placing the root of this shape on the E flat on the 5th string, 6th fret. Here's another major 7 shape you can play with the root on the 5th string. This is fingered 1, 3, 2, 4. This also is an E flat major 7 because my root note here is on the E flat. Here's a dominant 7 shape we can play with the root on the 6th string. This is fingered 1, 2, 4, 3. That would be a B flat 7 because I'm placing my root on the B flat on the 6th string. And here's a dominant 7 shape you can play with the root on the 5th string. This is fingered 3, 2, 4, 1. This is an E flat 7 that I'm playing because I'm placing my root on the E flat on the 5th string. Here's another 5th string dominant 7 shape you can play. This is fingered 1, 3, 1, and 4. So your first finger is going to be barring across strings 3 through 5. This is a minor 7 shape you can play with the root on the 6th string. This is fingered 2, 3, 3, 3. So I like to place my 3rd finger down first, barring strings 2, 3, and 4, and place my 2nd finger on top of it to support it. This is a B flat minor 7 that I'm playing because of where I'm placing the root note. Here's a minor 7 shape you can play with the root on the 5th string. Fingered 3, 1, 4, and 1. So finger 1 is going to be barring strings 2 through 4. That's an E flat minor 7 that I'm playing because of the placement of my root note. And here's another minor 7 shape you can play with the root on the 5th string. This is fingered 1, 3, 1, 2. And for this I need to bar strings 3 through 5 with my first finger. Also an E flat minor 7 because of where I'm placing my root note. Here's a minor 7 flat 5 shape you can play with the root on the 6th string. This is fingered 2, 3, 4, and 1. That would be a B flat minor 7 flat 5 because of the placement of my root note. And here's a 5th string minor 7 flat 5 shape you can play. 1, 3, 2, 4. That would be an E flat minor 7 flat 5 shape, or chord that I'm playing because of the placement of my root. And here's a diminished 7 shape you can play with the root on the 6th string. This is fingered 2, 1, 3, and 1. So finger 1 is barring across strings 2 through 4. That would be a B flat diminished 7 that I'm playing because of the placement of my root note. And here's a diminished 7 shape you can play with the root on the 5th string. Fingered 2, 3, 1, 4. And this would be an E flat diminished because my root note is on the E flat on the 5th string. There is no assignment for this module. This is just for reference, so you can flip back to this module if you need to look up any type of 7th chords or to look up some movable 7th chord shapes. Don't forget to check out my book, Guitar Theory Modules. Of course, you can watch all these videos for free, but if you have a copy of Guitar Theory Modules, you'll have all this information in one place. It's going to be a lot easier to follow along. So I'll leave a link in the description. Next up is Module 49, where I'm going to show you the 7th chords that come from a major scale.